They all got their different minds. The affection of a Virgo, which sign matches who alive. These are the signs that are made for each other. Are you that I'm a Capricorn, I came here to get managed. Ooh, I know it's good when you start speaking Spanish. I'm a prince of rock, rapping all about your zodiac sign. So if you come on in a party, let's start the show. Party keep on, just let me know. Right on time, it's Taurus the proof, my zodiac sign. I'm Mr. Next and I'm ready to go. And I go by the sign of Scorpio. My name's Raheem, I don't like to dust. My zodiac sign is Aquarius. But Kid Creole is the name of mine. And Pisces is my zodiac sign. Now, cowboy, and I'm running this show. My zodiac sign is a Virgo. And Grandmaster Flash got so on that his zodiac sign is Capricorn. Go try something new, what you gonna do? Go try something new, what you gonna do? Now that you heard I made this sign, put your name into this rhyme. What's your name? What's your name? Go try something else, go for yourself. Go try something else, go for yourself. Go try this game one more time. Now this time use your zodiac sign. What's your sign? What's your sign? Scorpio. She had a limit to where she'd go. Oh yeah, she was so damn sexual. There's been so many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting ourselves together, we're polishing up our act. If you've never been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want you to listen. Every word I say, every word I say. What is going on here? My word, this is really something. For the rest of my life, I think that may be the most transcendently spiritual moment.
Hey, everybody. One person is in here. I am just sharing this to the other social media pages that I'm active on. This is a pick a card love reading. What does your divine marriage look like? And so let me post it. And then we'll get into it and get involved.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we're here, our feelings won't disappear.
Share to a page.
I'm just asking, well, come on and let's rehearse so the boy can get it right. I ain't rehearsing nothing. Just wait till I get my band together. I'm going to record that song and show you how it's going.
So that's a little project that I'm working, that I'm working on. Okay. And one more time, sharing. Huh? One more share. Okay. So, hey, Jaswinder, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so I am just really starting out on YouTube. I'm going to start building this family. Anybody in the comment section is going to be put in a raffle for a free reading with me. And so Monet as well as Maxie, thank you for Jaswinder, thank you. Make sure that you comment on, because this live commenting doesn't transfer over to YouTube. So make sure you comment. Okay, so today's question is, what does your divine marriage look like? Now, let me justify the question divine marriage, right? So it's, what is the love purpose, the marriage, which is the outcome of your love purpose in heaven, created by God for you, that can be actualized here on earth? What does it look like? And what messages does Spirit have for you in order to actualize? And what people don't realize is that they can actualize a divine marriage, any blessings that they have in heaven, they can actualize them and bring them down here on earth by doing the work God called you to do, to unload and to heal your shadow work, right? Your shadow self. Okay, so we have 3 piles. First pile is the citrine. This is the a crystal that's associated with happiness. It's also associated with abundance. We have this pyramid that strategically at the point takes the blessings and insights from heaven, and it brings it out and spreads it, you know, in the 3D on earth. And then we have a raw crystal, quartz crystal, which brings clarity and connectivity to the divine, so that you can actualize it here. Okay, so this is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Let me light my candle. Oh. I have not seen the cards as of yet, so this will be, oops, a naked read. There we go. And then if I need to pull cards, I have cards over here. Okay, so let's start off with pile 1 right here. And it's 10:30 on the timer. I'll put it in the notes. Okay, actually will change the time to 10:50. Okay, pile 1, 10:50 it is. Okay, let's see what cards we got. Compassion, composure, Princess of Coins, 4 of Coins, fertility, strength, the Hermit, awakening, and passion. Mm. Wow. Wow, pile 1, wow. I'm just looking at the overall energy of this. And it's actually, there's a lot of repeating messages. Okay, pile 1. Your divine marriage looks even keeled. It looks balanced in terms of both partners being in their power. It looks like it has a solid foundation where both of the couples has compassion for each other. And not only do they have compassion for each other in their heads and in their hearts, but they demonstrate that compassion by their, how they carry themselves individually as well as within the relationship. Pile 1, there's a lot of practical things that you need to do in order to get there in that union. So whether you're in a relationship now, a marriage now, or not, there's practical things that you need to do in order to tap into the promise of this divine union. 1, you need to know your worth. And that other person needs to know your worth too. So when you know your worth energetically and through practical actions, you're going to demonstrate your worth to someone else for them to see it. Doesn't matter whether you're in a relationship now or not. You still have to know your worth and demonstrate your worth. You have to be conservative. Some of you are giving a partner way too much energy right now, and way too much financial support, way too much fringe benefits. And you have to pull back, and you got to give to yourself, because energetically you doing that, they're going to be in the backdrop and they're going to be seeing your worth because you're investing in you. Divine feminines need to stop trying to buy and demonstrate their love by supporting a grown human being. And you need to take that energy, those finances, and those friends' benefits, and you need to invest in yourself. Because that's how you're going to be on your road to your divinity, right? We have the Empress. It's the fertility card in this deck, but it's the Empress card. Good morning, Bella. Right? So that's the road to get to your divine marriage. And look, in this card, she's not alone. She's actually with a mate, right? And she's supported and she's fertile, right? So she is accomplished. She's fertile. She is in her divine feminine. So a lot of you right now at this moment are coming in to your divine femininity. And that divine femininity is promised to you by God, right? And so if you take those practical actions and you work towards your divine femininity and you use your internal strength, because the enemy, the antithesis of God, that energy is going to get into your head, is going to use your shadow self. Look at the shadow of that horse. Is going to use your shadow self against you and your mate. And within your union, it's going to try and tear it apart. So you got to use your internal strength to continue on with this journey. Just because you're a divine feminine does not mean that you're going to get what you want. You have to work and actualize what you want. Oh, thank you, Bella. Welcome. Right? And so this is going to take insight, right? We got the Hermit card. So, and this is clarifying the Princess of Coins and the Four of Coins. Right? Many of you who picked pile one, you have to go inward. You got to take yourself away from society, because society, some shape or somehow, whether it's from your family, whether it's from your community, whether it's the larger society in general, whether it's toxic masculinity that has trained you to think that you have to buy your way, whether you are, no matter what gender you are or what your sexuality is, you receive the message that you have to buy your way into a love relationship, whether it's by finances or support. And you got to go and get God's love and light so that God can show you who you are and that you don't have to do that. You need to pray and meditate and separate yourself from society so that you do not internalize those ideas. And boom, awaken. And this is clarifying the fertility, the divine feminine card, the Empress card, as well as the strength card. This is your awakening, right? So God wants you to awaken to what the possibilities are for a true love union. And boom, this is a part of your love purpose, right? And so when people call you thirsty, right? It's toxic masculinity. It's that energy. It's not that men are saying that people are thirsty, because women say it too, but it is that toxic masculine energy that's currently reigning and controlling the dating as well as the marriage scene. And God is here to tell you that He has a divine passion for you that He has put in your heart. So when you are yearning that ideal love union, it's not because you are thirsty. It's because God has created you to tap into that energy, to desire that energy, because that energy is there for you. But you got to be able to get through the life lessons to get to the heavenly blessings that he has for you. So you need to listen to that desire within your heart, because it's been placed there on purpose, right? It's that connectivity. So don't let the world tell you you're crazy. Don't let the world tell you that you're love struck. Don't let the world tell you that you're thirsty, that you're needy. No. God created you in order to live this blessing, and we cannot believe the world. We have to be faithful and believe in God, right? And just as many people in pile one need to learn this lesson, so does your mate if your mate is not there, right? So having compassion, look, she has two hands, and look at the compassion she has in both hands. She has compassion for herself, right? Because we're still learning. And she has compassion for her mate, because that mate is still learning, right? And then on the other side, we have composure. And so you're demonstrating that compassion by what you actually do. You demonstrate that compassion when you pray. You can demonstrate that compassion when you meditate. You demonstrate that compassion when you act within the relationship, and that brings forth balance. So let's pull a oracle song for you. We have 6 songs for Power One. Will These Here and Now by Luther Vandross, Let's Get Married by Jagged Edge, Fallen by, and that should be just 1 G, by Alicia Keys, Lady in My Life by Michael Jackson, I'm Ready by Tevin Campbell, and All My Life by Casey and JoJo. So let's see what song you all will get. Oops, I don't think I'm sharing the screen. That is such an awesome song. Thank you, Thomas. I do too, and that's why I do this work. Yeah, so pile one, that old lady in my life, doesn't matter what gender you are, whether you're singing the song, you're the person singing the song, or you are the energy that the song is being sung to, or both. This is what we call talking about balance. And you have 2 cards that's talking about balance and that promise of being that person in someone's life, your counterpart. Doesn't matter your sexuality either, right? Because there's no gender in the spiritual realm. There is only masculine and feminine energies, and we all have both, right? So it does not matter. So absolutely, you can have that person singing your ode, knowing who you are and being able to claim you as the person of their life, and that promise to meet you in paradise if you take the time to practically and energetically know who you are and stop trying to buy people into your love. Invest in yourself, and then boom, you can meet them in paradise. Look at this. They're in paradise. Wrong card. They're in paradise, right? That's the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So you guys have it. So you have to awaken to this. Awaken to your passion. You have to go within first so that you can awaken to your passion, because this is what God for you. Excellent. Pile 1. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we're going to move to pile 2. Okay, pile 2. You are coming up at 2650. Okay, pile 2. Here you go with the pyramid. Bring these blessings from above, from the heavens, down onto earth. And you have listen deeply. Do the work. What does your divine marriage look like? Innocence. 9 of coins. Ooh. 4 of spades. 5 of air. 3 of earth. 3 of water. And playfulness. Okay. Let's get your song first, pile 2, because pile 1 we did the song last. Okay, so let's look at the song Possibilities. Here and Now, Let's Get Married, Fallen by Alicia Keys, I'm Ready by Tevin Campbell, and All My Life by Casey and JoJo. Spirit Team of pile 2. Speak truth to power, give us love, light, grace, mercy, infinite wisdom, and knowledge through this song about their divine marriage. I am ready by Tevin Campbell, and I didn't share it. Okay. Is the highest vibration that God has given us. And they're not going to play with that. They're going to go ahead and they're going to wait for that person to be ready, right? Because people in pile 2, you have a divine mate out there who may not have been ready when you all were involved or had the potential to be involved. And so that undying love is saying that you are going to wait until they're ready. And so Spirit is confirming that this person is a soulmate for you. Listen to what's in your heart, because your heart space is connected to your divinity, is connected to the divine. So when you listen to your heart, you're getting insights. And this is why this energy can hear, even though that person is not with them, can understand that connectivity because they're listening to the divinity within their heart. However, during any downtime that you have with this mate, you need to do the work. You need to fill your heart space with not only that love from that person, but with love from God. You got to do the work that attracted you, that person, at the wrong time. How did you attract a person that would leave you standing? It was the wrong time for them. So there was something within you that attracted that situation. So in the meantime, don't just wait idly. You wait and you do the work. There is a lot of love in your divine union, pile 2. And you got that divine connectivity by connecting to the on high, connecting with God, right? And God is going to give you a new start because there's a lesson that's attached to that union that you've experienced. So whether you end up marrying that person or someone else, the lesson is going to bring you to that new beginning. But if you don't do the work, you're not going to get the spiritual insight, the spiritual lesson, the important spiritual lesson that you need for this new beginning to actualize it, whether it's with that person or someone else, right? Because you have innocence, which is number 0, which is the Fool card in the Rider-Waite deck. And so it is the first spiritual card, but you get this spiritual card after you completed that spiritual lesson that brought you to the World card, which is completion. So you've completed, you've learned, you've internalized a very important spiritual message, and boom, here it is, your new beginning, right? And so you got to enjoy your single life, whether you're in a relationship now or not. Enjoy your single life and enjoy your purpose, your mission, your path, right? Develop that. That's part of the work that you need to do. Get into your spiritual connectivity in whatever religious spiritual practice that you and God has agreed to, that you would find the path to God to use. Go ahead and use that, right? That's a part of the work that you need to do, because look, she has her hand, which is a spiritual entity, right? It's a spiritual representation of the spiritual realm, and she has it in her hand, and she's able to be open spiritually. Look at her looking up and then bringing in all these practical blessings. So she's on her individual path in order to be booed up in her divine union. And look, you got the 4 of Wands. This is a solid foundation. So you need to know that love within your heart, and you need to do the work in order to bring forth this divine union. As Tevin started off in the song, it was cruel. It was cruel for that person to leave him standing, waiting. But he's going to wait, right? And so this is that low vibration. So that person had some low energy. And when we get attached to a person who has low energy, it's because we have some type of low energy as well, right? And then it becomes a battle, right? And in this case, someone, was left. And so this is the 5 of air, which is the 5 of swords. And in this deck is the white sage, right? And so sage, when you burn sage, it is a clarifier. This has been proven scientifically. It clears the negative electrons in the air, right? And so it can change the mood of a particular setting. It can change the energetic, the energies within the air. And so you need to have this new beginning, you got to clear the air of this relationship, right? Clear yourself, clear the energies of this relationship, purify and clear the air of, where you live so that you can be in higher vibration. And that's going to be your path to bring forth bounty in your personal path. And you also need to get help and get support, right? When you get help and support from other people, it makes doing the work a lot easier. Look at the raspberries, sweet. This person didn't pick these raspberries by themselves. They got support. As a matter of fact, they called on an expert to make sure that the raspberries were, optimized. They were picked at the right time. They were planted at the right time. The soil was fertilized by the right ingredients. They went to an expert. So whether you go to a traditional counselor that I call professional friend, whether you go to a professional friend and get supports doing the work, right? Doing the work on your shadow self, or whether you're coming to a spiritualist like myself and you're getting a free reading online, or whether you get a paid reading by someone, you're getting help in order to optimize yourself individually so that you can optimize coming into this divine union. And boom, celebration, right? This is the 3 of water, which is the 3 of cups. So this is a bridal shower. This is a holistic bachelor party, bachelorette party. This is the wedding reception, right? All that, right? So you have it, but you have to do the work to get there. And boom, one of the things that you need to do is that you need to invest in playfulness. Some of us in pile 2 are way too serious about getting to the divine union, and that energy is so daunting, and they put that daunting energy out in the air, and their potential mates can smell it a mile away, and they're not interested because energetically it's the wrong energy. You need to invest in playfulness, right? Oops. So to recapture romance, allow your inner youth spirit of fun to shine, right? You got to tap back into your youthful spirit no matter what age you are. And you have to bring out this playful energy because this is high vibration. And high vibration is healing. And as a part of healing, is part of doing that work to bring forth this union. Awesome, pile 2. Okay, let's move on to pile 3. And I will put the timestamps in the comment section once I hit YouTube. Okay, and pile 3, it is 41. Okay, pile 3, I see you. You guys have the raw crystal, And so this brings forth connectivity to the divine, as well as clarity, the ability to get the insights that you need in order to tap into your blessings. Okay, we got transformation, sacred plan, Queen of Arrows, Nine of Cups. Wow. Queen of Cups. Clarifying, we have Five of Water, the Death card, Nine of Water, which is Nine of Cups. You also got forgiving and learning, as well as retreat. Okay. So, that is such an awesome song to receive. And some of these songs, they get generated by a generator, and I put them in the wheel. And some of the songs I don't know. I'm not really great with lyrics. So even if I sing the songs, I just make up lyrics as I go along. So going through these lyrics is so freaking funny. Oh, Bella, yes, absolutely. to work on their heart chakra. Absolutely. I think that absolutely, Bella, such a good song for pile 2. I didn't see that comment. And that's an important part. Thank you for bringing that out, Bella. So pile 3. All my life, like there is someone out there who is praying for someone like you. This is someone that wants that divine connection. And God has you in their heart and them in your heart, even if you do not know each other. And even if you do know each other. There is a divine love that is there. That is your marriage promise. And so you all have to be able to come back together. And the reason I say come back together, because if you already know them and that divine love is not actualized right now, you have to, of course, come back together. But if this is a divine love, you have not met them yet, baby, because that person is for you and they're in your heart and you're going to be able to recognize who they are. This is someone that you may have met in a past life, that you have a contract or you've met on the other side and you have a soulmate contract with them. And so when they come to you, you're going to be able to recognize them and they're going to be able to recognize you. Okay. So pile 3, right? You are going through a transformation in order to actualize this divine love. Because look, it's a sacred plan. It is this energy from the heavens down to the earth that you have to embrace and you have to actualize. And even if you're not there, you have to transform your world in order to actualize and tap into this divine sacred plan, to have this love promise in the heavens and actualize it right down here on earth. Absolutely. So look, you got the Queen of Arrows, right? So the Queen of Arrows, she's been through some situations, right? And she's learned from those situations, and she learned that she can't do anything without God. So she keeps her arrow, right? But this queen mistakenly has her arrow pointed downwards, right? When you are connected to the divine, your sword or your arrow is going to be pointed upwards because it's a conduit. It taps into divine energy. It brings it down because the arrows and the swords are your thoughts. And so you have that divine insight that you're tapping into on a regular basis. Once you get lazy and you lay your sword down, then that impacts your thought patterns. So queens and kings, you have to have your sword upright, right? You have to be tapping into that divine knowledge because that's where your transformation is going to come in. And that's how you're going to get to that sacred plan, to this divine marriage, right? The Queen of Arrows is also open, and she can accept anyone. If someone approaches her on the street, in the club, at a restaurant, at work, in the grocery store, at church, at mosque, at temple, in the neighborhood walking, wherever you are, they can accept a conversation with that person because they have the tool to be able to off that conversation if that person is not energetically where they need to be. If you're on a date and you know they're the wrong person, you were open and you waded through that conversation, the insights that you gained from talking to that person in order to get to your emotional maturity, your happiness, right? So you definitely have to stay open. Yes, Bella, our intentions. Bella wants to stop making contracts. Right? And so this is going to help you become the Queen of Cups, right? This is also a divine feminine. This is the heart center of the divine feminine. This is the heart center, the protector of the home, protector of the family when it comes to the divine feminine. This is the heart of the Empress, right? Because the Empress is all the queens rolled into one, right? So this is the closest that you're going to get to the Empress. The Empress is all of the queens, right? So you have the Queen of Arrows and the Queen of Cups. So you're halfway to your divinity, right? And so you're going to be able to actualize this divine marriage. You're going to be able to actualize someone saying, all my life, I prayed for someone like you. All my life, thank God I finally found you. Because you are doing what you need to do to transform, to tap into the sacred plan, to tap into your higher self, right? You got the 5 of water in reverse, right? So because of the Queen of Arrows experiences, you are looking at your experiences from a loss perspective. You cannot look at your experience from a loss perspective because that's going to drain emotional energy. As you're draining emotional energy, you're not healing. You're not looking at your experiences from a divine insight, right? What did you need to learn from those experiences to put in your spiritual backpack so that God can entrust you with that divine relationship? Because there's many people who meet their divine partner, the divine partner is ready, and then they're not ready, and then that divine union breaks apart, and then it becomes a blame game because you're not going within. Transformation is here for you. You have to transform. You have to use those past relationships, those past energies in order to transform you into the new you. And boom, 9 of water, emotional happiness. You got this again. So you tapping in, pile 3, to your divine marriage has to do with your transformation, your individual transformation, because this is individual emotional security, happiness, and success, right? You have to be happy with self, which means you have to have a different perspective on these past energies. And look, forgiving and learning, forgiving and learning. You have to forgive past mates and take it as a learning experience. Like, you cannot make this up. You cannot tell me tarot and oracle and tapping into any divination is not divine insight, because it wouldn't line up like this, right? And I have another playlist that I used in other videos, and that playlist was different. And when I was praying prior to doing this reading, I got the insight to change the playlist. So I took the time and the energy to change the playlist. And look at how everything is working out. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in present moments. This is what your reading is talking about. You have to forgive, and you have to take these learning experiences. And this is transformation. Look, transformation. Queen of Wands, having those experiences and then tapping in and allowing people to come in and using that divine insight to decide what she's going to do, right? Because in the past, she was allowing emotions to pour out based upon the losses, but boom, you have to change that perspective, forgiving and learning. And then the last oracle card you guys got is retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So pile 3, a lot of you have to go within, retreat a little bit, you know, from the world, from online activity, from associations that don't serve, so that you can tap into your sacred plan, tap into your heart space. Know what it is exactly that you want. Take time and go over these past relationships objectively. You have to objectively look at yourself, objectively look at the people, the person that you were involved with, and any peripheral people around your relationship, and things that may have played a role. And you're going to be able to learn from this and have those lessons with you that's going to bring forth this divine union. And that person is going to be able to recognize you. Oh my goodness. Awesome, pile 3. Okay, that's it for me. Make sure you subscribe, because commenters are going to be put in a raffle. I'm going to raffle a free reading, probably at the end of the month, beginning of June. And that reading will be with me. And yeah, so that you'll get the notification when that raffle happens and you can claim your reading. Okay, let me see the comments. Retreat is like my spectator card right now. Yes, Bella. It is always important to retreat, right? I've been on a spiritual awakening. I successfully navigated one part, and retreat was the name of the game. That's how I got through and got a lot of divine insight, right? Hey, Aries Moon. Absolutely. I can't do that right now because I have to do some other things. I'm ending this right now. I may add a component where I'm doing individual things, but not at this point. But definitely, if you sub, and since you have a comment, you're going to be put into the free raffle. And instead of doing something mini, I can actually give you a full-blown insight without other people's energies attached to your reading. One of the problems when you ask for a card or a mini reading, a lot of times it does not give you enough divine insights. So I kind of stray away from that. So I'm new-ish to YouTube. I really haven't been what do you call that? I really haven't been, what do you call that when you're consistent? I haven't really been consistent up here. My trajectory was divinely guided to change. And so once I was on that path, then I got the spiritual insights to do this with the channeled songs as well as the crystals. And I'm actually out to go buy some more crystals today. And so, you know, I submit to my spirit guides and my spirit team when it comes to how I move forth in this work. I am an educator by passion and by trade. I've been teaching for over a quarter of a century, and now I teach spirituality courses until I build out my school that is going to be actually a religious school, and that helps not only children but helps families. And so I will be using my divine insights in order to help families and children. So I'm on a very specific path. Okay, so don't mind me. So I'm not going to adhere to that, but I do give a lot of freebies, so definitely follow me on my other pages. My videos have how to, contact me. And I'll put that in the comment section as well after I do the pick a pile. I'll leave my information because using this live software, I can't put my full description. And so I'm gonna have to do the rest of it in the comment section. You can follow me on the other pages. I do give a lot of freebies, but I like to go more in depth because readings don't change our lives. We have to make action plans based upon those readings. As long as that person is divinely channeling for you, you write an action plan. What are you going to commit to doing? And then you write down that action plan, and then you trace yourself over the week, because all divinations are only for current tense. It's not for future tense, right? And so if you notice in each pile, it talks about what that person needs to do in order to tap into that divine love. And there's so many people that don't tap into the divine blessings because they're not willing to do the work. So by you writing a plan of action, and you trace yourself during the week, then that gives you time the next week to get another reading and continue to, trace yourself and make any adjustments that you need. And that's how you move forward and get closer to your divine promise than constantly going in a hamster wheel circle of, that's being propelled by your shadow self, your ego, right? Because that shadow is has infiltrated your psyche, and your psyche is using some of your past experiences that haven't been worked through in your decision making. And that's how we end up on that hamster wheel instead of moving forward. So absolutely. I know that was a long answer, but it was a genuine answer. I used to give free readings. I used to give short readings, and, people became really, really confused. They love the insights, but then how do they do it? And then that's how I transfer passion, my education, to spirituality, and vice versa. So they're both going hand in hand. So welcome. I am going to put your names in the raffle now. Make sure you hit the bell so that you receive notifications when I go live, because I will be doing the raffle live, right? And you're going to have to be able to get in touch with me in order to be able to not win the raffle, because you're going to win the raffle, but to know that you won the raffle. All right. I got to go run errands. Thanks so much, people.